Yeah, I'm a little late, but really had to make myself a cappuccino because it's cold in here. Now, today I'm gonna try something different and new. It's not gonna be a big hit. I mean, I can't imagine too many people are crazy about looking at other people creating mods for Morrowind, but that's what I'm gonna do. The thing is, I'm gonna launch the construction set, as I talk. The thing is, I mean, obviously, like everybody, time is precious. You heard that one. Time is precious, and when I find that I have some free time, I go right. I can do a let's play, or I can mod Morrowind. Now I do want to mod Morrowind. Thing is, modding Morrowind takes forever between the modding, the testing, the looking for the bugs, because obviously there's problems and the typos and all that takes forever. Whereas the let's play, I know it's gonna be an hour recording, and then for about an hour I can't use my computer, which means I can do something else, something more productive, shall we say. Uh, so I pick, doing the let's play. Now this is the one I want to work on. It's the last work in progress that I came up with, and it's almost finished. So well, first I'm gonna have to have a look at what I did because that was a month ago, I think. Yes, yes to all. So this is the construction set. Uh, Unfortunately for me, really, I am not an artist, so creating my own textures, not my thing. Uh, I can't model either. Okay, fine, I've never tried. But then there's so many people who are really talented who can create models, and it's nice to find new resources, and you go, oh, I could do this or I could do that. Okay, now for this mod, what I've done basically, you know how we say that cliff races are annoying? Oh, hey there! Well, I was not expecting anyone to be here. That's, cool. Hi, welcome. Now tell me if I just blabber too much. I'm French. You probably can hear it in the accent. Hey, where was I? Yes, cliff races. You know how we say they're super annoying? And it's true. At the same time, you have that sort of a love-hate relationship with them. You hate them, but you kind of need them. So I thought there should be more of them. So you can see here I have a dozen new types of cliff racers. Let's go to .test cell so I can show you what they look like. Let's have some light. So this one is a razor, and as you can see, it is, well, prettier than the basic cliff racer. So the texture is different. So when you walk around, you follow it well, thanks, that's cool. I don't Twitch very often just yet, and I need to get it all set up. Decent mic, good webcam, decent background, but I'll get there. So thanks for the follow and bear with it, it's gonna get better. So we have here the first type of cliff racer that's different. I think they look pretty. I did not texture them myself, obviously. So this one is a razor beak. Razor beaks, there's a few of them, and they tend to be better fighters than the regular cliff racers. They have their own loot. I'll show you after that, and they also have their own spells. Now I know cliff racers are not magicians, and it's kind of weird to think of a bird casting anything. The way I've done it, they have limited magicka, spell points 20, meaning they're going to cast 2 of their spells, and that's it, once. So they're not gonna keep throwing fireballs at you, which is one, annoying, too deadly, and not very realistic. So these are the razors. Then I have added a new family, that's the diseased cliff racers. And again, new texture. Right now I don't have the name in mind, but in the credits you'll find the names of the people who created the textures. So this one is, yeah, pretty ugly. It's not very high res, But then again, I don't play with high resolution, so there you have it. So these ones are diseased, as the name indicates. So you have the vanilla ones that are diseased and that have the blight as well. I've added corpus, and there's an undead somewhere. This one. This one is a big nasty 40. It's one of the strongest. They have spells, and their spells tend to be debilitating spells. Am I saying that right? So for a short while, they're going to drain your strength. Just for a short while, like after a few seconds, you have it back. And the last family is the regular cliff racers. These I have not changed the textures because there's no point. There's one in the game, and that way, if people playing the mod have a texture replacer for the cliff racers, well, it's not going to overwrite that. So there you go. Those are the three families of cliff racers that you can find. Ooh, what is happening to my mouse? I got a feeling it might be that. No, not you. It's trying to do both. There we... No. Oh. So there you go. You have the three different cliff races. Now, if we look at the loot... Oh no, the stats. Maybe first. They go from level 1 to level 40. That was the one I showed you. The strongest one, the undead cliff racer. There you go. It's gonna have about 230 health points, so it's not over the top. Hopefully it is balanced. I must say, I still need to really beta test it for a long time. I created the cliff racers. I had pages and pages and pages because I work with paper. With the stats and trying to keep it balanced compared with other creatures of the same level, and the stats and the spells and everything. But really, the only thing that can work is going in game and play testing it. So, which is why I'm hoping to get a beta version out as well, so other people can play it and tell me, you know what? I thought this one was really tough. I was level 5 and I couldn't handle it, or the opposite, it was too easy. So we'll have to see about those. So there we have a dozen of them. The spells that I've given them, they all have some resistances. These are going to resist magic in general. These, oh god, I did that such a long time ago. They resist fire. Yes, that's the razor beaks. And the regular cliff racers, they resist shock, because that's the nearest thing I could find to, air and lightning, and I assumed I have to be quite okay with lightnings, flying up there. So I thought that's the one that made the most sense. They all got a little light spell. There's nothing worse than running around in the dark, especially in the ashlands, and there's a storm, and you can hear the cliff racer, and you can get, hit by it, and you can't see it. So I put a little light on them. Again, I have to go in game to see how that goes, especially at night. We don't want a sort of glowy spectral cliff racer. That could be a new type. Ghost cliff racer. And there you go. And right there, that's the problem. You have a mod, simple idea, and as you work on it, you go, ooh, and what about this? And what about that? So now I have 3 families of cliff racers, and that's it. That's it. They all have a shriek spell. It's a sound spell, so it's gonna make your spell casting a little harder. And it makes sense. They had that horrible shriek. So now it translates in in-game mechanics. Otherwise, cliff racers, they all get the basic ones. I mean, they all get a pinning attack. So they would be, swooping down on you. So your agility and speed will momentarily be lowered. Nothing like the what's their name? The corpus bone walkers, not the bone walkers. They have that horrible attack, and then you come out of the tomb and you realize you have 0 strength. That's not gonna happen. It's always temporary. It still can be dangerous, especially if you have a dozen cliff racers around you, and all of them are making you slower and slower and weaker, but it's not permanent. Poison claw, that is for the diseased one. Well, obviously, they can make you sick. with festering wounds and everything. You'll have to use your imagination a little bit there. And Wyvern Strike, that is a powerful one, where again for a short period, I mean this is the strongest level. See the lower level is only 1.5 seconds, so it's not that much of a handicap. But each spell has different levels, so the higher level cliff racers can cast a stronger version of the spell. But once again, they'll have enough magicka, I mean they have enough magicka for one attempt at casting each spell, no more. So that's the variety for the fight. With the regular cliff racers, well, it's I don't know what's wrong with my. I can't see the windows. There we go. My cursor is going crazy. Never mind. This is the first time I tried to stream something other than a game, so I wasn't too sure how the program would react. But you know, if you don't try, you don't learn. So the regular cliff racers, they're just regular. They have the pinning attack and shock resistance. That's it. These are gonna be better spellcasters, and these are gonna be just generally tougher. So you'll know that for each of them you have to be wary of particular attacks. So that brings a bit of variety, which was really the point. In addition to that, there's different types of loot. Cliff racer plumes or feathers. I don't remember the word that's used. I think it's plumes. I want to look for the ingredients. There we go. Now in the game you already have the cliff racer feathers. Not that. Well, they're in there. So I've added more feathers, but with higher quality. So you see the quality, they only have 2 negative effects. The higher ones, they only have 1 negative effect. And the perfect ones, it's all good stuff. Obviously, they are leveled, meaning if you fight a simple cliff racer, you're most likely going to have a basic plume. I have not increased the chance of getting a feather, so that's the same as vanilla for all of them. Simply if they are higher level cliff racers, you have a chance to get a better plume. So that's if you do, you know, alchemy. Then loot-wise, I've also added a few things, namely in the weapon departments. So all the cliff racers have a slow chance to drop an arrow. It's a bone arrow. I mean, I didn't create the icon or anything, it's the bone mold arrow. I try to use vanilla assets as much as possible. Again, because I don't have the talent to create things. I mean, I can use Nifscope, which I like, because it's so simple. And it allows me to assign new textures. I don't know what I did. Add sword ebony. I just looked at a sword for some reason. Yeah, so it allows me to assign new textures. So that's fairly easy. And I did work out how to stretch, so I could have a longer sword or a thicker sword or a much bigger, you know. So it's very simple modifications that I do because I don't know how to do better. Okay, fair enough. I haven't taken the time to learn how to do better, and so many people do it so much better. So there you have it. So bone mold arrow, that's the point I was trying to make 5 minutes ago. Jeez. There's the basic ones, and again they are leveled, so some of them are going to be, that's the basic one, some of them are going to have a small enchantment. There's up to 5 different types of enchantments. We'll look at them in a bit. And then you can get daggers. Basically, again, I've taken this because it looks like a bone. I can show you. The model, again, it was a modder's resource. I just used different textures on it. So this looks like, you know, a talon, sort of. Very sharp and very pointy talon, okay? I don't know much about the cliff racer's anatomy, so there you have it. So this is the very basic one. It's somewhat as good as a chitin dagger. Again, with the stats, I really try to keep it balanced, but it's hard. The enchantment for the basic one, I forgot myself, it was such a long time ago. It's nothing crazy. Yeah, it damages the agility because that's what the pinning attack, where I mean what I imagine when they go with their talons and pin you down to the ground, it drains your agility. So I figure the weapon should do the same. But it's not a big enchantment. Like 1, and you have between 1 and 10. So it's a minor thing. And the value is 100, but I didn't go much further because I don't want it to be a chance to make a lot of money. I just want the loot to be good enough that when you see a cliff racer, you don't go, damn it, another one. You go, oh, damn it, another one, but maybe I'll get a dagger. And then there's different levels of them. Oh, yeah. Well, that's not working out. Fortunately, there we go. Fortunately, I'm not planning on adding things to the world. Just would like to show you the next daggers. They're pretty, but it just is not working. That's the old one. Well, trust me, this one has a little a faint, like a faint green glow to it. Well, the others are gonna have a faint purple glow, red glow. I really wish I could drop it nicely, but I just cannot. I guess the construction set doesn't play very nicely with my setup. Shame. So there's more of them with variation in the glow in the middle, but otherwise they're always bone. And the enchantments, they go greater and greater down to drain health. That's the last one. It's the bloody enchantment. Drain health, absorb health, burden, and frenzy. Makes them go crazy. It's a rare one. So there you have it. That's what I've done so far, more or less. Then it took me forever to work on my level list for the creatures, because I mean that one of the problems. I mean, it have to be on it. One of the problem with Morrowind and the level list is that once you hit level 20, you're going to see loads of bull netches floating around. So there's a number of mods that de-level the list and reorganize that. So I wanted to make sure that not a single type of cliff racer would be available at a given time. So the way I've done it, I mean, you see, when you're level 4, you're only gonna have the weakest cliff racers, but when you're level 7, you have basically equal chance to have any of the 2 weaker cliff races, and it goes up and up and up, and all the way to when you're level 25, you can have any of the cliff races. That way I feel it's a little more realistic. I know what you might be thinking right now. So, okay, sure, we have different level of cliff racers, good, but they're still annoying, which is why these level lists, they have been, placed in different level list, vanilla level list. See, mine is here. I have removed the vanilla cliff races. They're now in my list by levels, knowing that you can have any sort of level of cliff racer. Even sometimes you can have a cliff racer that's up to 5 levels stronger than you are, if I remember the way I did it. So at times you are going to want to run away from a cliff racer, not just because they're, annoying. The best part, and the trickiest part for me, was they're in the scripts called Racer Extermination. So what it does is the game is going to keep track of how many cliff racer you've killed, and once you reach a certain number, say for example once you've killed enough, this one is young cliff racers, so the level 1 cliff racers you see there, they're going to be removed from the level list. So simply it's to emulate the fact that the weaker cliff racers are the first one to disappear. So even though a level 1 cliff racer is still in all the level list, if you've killed enough of them, they'll be gone. They'll be gone, that's the good part, so that's what I've done. Now the part that I need to do, and that's the one where I'm gonna have to stop, talking and start thinking, microphone, is the part where I modify the script, and I thought I had done the first one. So we check how many of them are dead. And then they're removed from the level lists. What I need to do next is, and that should be here, they're not just removed. I think racer reg. No, I didn't do it. I really didn't do it. It's been such a long time. So I'm gonna have to do that now. What I need to do is, in my creatures, I want to have one new cliff racer. Just checking that mature cautious, that's the one. The cautious cliff racer, if I look at its AI, right, 90, no, that's not the one. Or maybe I started and I didn't finish. That's the problem when you start modding, and then you have to get reacquainted with everything you did. Cautious Razorbeak is here, so what I want to do is make them passives, basically. So the Cautious Cliff Racer, it's a level 1, it's a simple one. And as you get rid of the regular cliff racers, they're going to be replaced by the cautious version of them. So they're still going to be cliff racers in your world. They're gonna look pretty in the distant sky. They're just not going to attack you unless you attack them, of course. So cautious razor. Yes, the diseased one. I mean, it made no sense to introduce a cautious diseased cliff racers. They're just, mad with pain and stuff. AI, same thing. Okay, this one was already on 0. So I have my beak 0 and racer 0 that need to be reintroduced in my level lists. So, and that's the thing I wasn't sure about. Do I want to, because this is what the level list looks like. Let's go with the regular ones. So in there, I have, for example, 5 times the first type of cliff racer, because with every level 1, 5, 10, 15 and 20 you have a chance to encounter a racer level 1, or the first type of racer anyhow, which is why here, once you've killed enough of them, namely 40, oh, that goes down, by the way. You need to kill 40 of the weakest ones because there's lots of them. The strongest ones, they're somewhat rarer, diskilled, somewhat rarer, and you need to kill fewer of them because it makes sense, there's fewer of them. So once you've killed 40 of the racer, first type of racer, they're all removed from the list. Now, what I would want to do is introduce instead of it, so something like, I'm gonna have to check that add to left creature. I'm gonna have to check the command for that, assuming there is one. And there's gonna be a problem if there isn't. My Morrowind links. This is a Bible. Add item, no. Soul gem, no. Spell, add to left creature. That's the one I want. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm putting this properly, and the only way to do that is to copy paste. Yeah, I don't know how to code whatsoever. But if you look at enough scripts and you know what they do, and then there's a number of tools that I really, really like. One of the first tools that I use when I have a script is this one. I mean, it's even there. It's just amazing. Just copy paste it. It's going to indent your script so it looks pretty. And also, say, if I add an end if accidentally, it's gonna tell me there's a problem. Your if and end if don't add up. So I know I'm gonna have to look at that again. Which might end up in me going to the forum and saying, help, I messed up the script. Or ask my boyfriend who can code. So this tool, mwah, mwah, mwah. Mana user, thank you, thank you, thank you. But right now, let's go back to this one. So here I am reintroducing, instead of those, there. Do I put a 5 or plus 5? What do you say? Example, add to left creature. Okay, just a number, makes sense. Better safe than sorry. I can't rely on my, coding skills or knowledge for reasons of the, not having too much. The question I had, and that's where I was struggling, do I add a basic cliff racer for every type of racer? Because then later on, once you've killed 35 of my second type of racer, do I need to add another passive one to sort of keep the population, balanced, equal? I think that's what I want to do. Because meaning that in that, at some point will be added my race to 0. Yes, that's the problem I have. I don't know at which level. Is it going to be added at the end? Because if you add something at the end of the list, like any creature, creature, there you are. If you add any creature to the list, it goes automatically to the end of it. So the blighted allet will only show if my player, my character is level 20. Yeah, the only way for me to really find out, because mechanics, it can be quite obscure in Morrowind, honestly. So I don't know. What is the description of them? Allow the user to modify the level item creatures while the game is running. The function would add the object level paired to the level list. If it adds it the same way I can add it in the construction set, then it adds it at the end. Which is a bit of a problem. Oh no, wait a second. Add, that's the list, that's the creature, and that's the level. Oh, okay, got it. Good, then I get it. My questions have been answered thanks to this amazing page. Okay, let's remove the blighted allet before I forget about it. Right, so now I know. This will be added at level 1, which is perfect. I should have kept my leveled creature list. I'm looking at the regular cliff racers. Now, my racer 2, racer 1, the next one is actually cliff racer. So, we're gonna copy the line to make sure I don't add a typo to it, comma, a space, anything like that. That's the list. The name of the creature is now Cliff Racer. I am on the English keyboard, good. But my Cliff Racer is actually introduced at level 5, so I want to put it at level 5. Brilliant! Very, very pleased with myself right now. Because I think this should work. Now, we put... Oh, silly me, I shouldn't have changed that. It's like, I removed the Cliff Racer, and then I add it right back. There we go. Then I add a cliff racer at level 5. It's going to replace this one. It's not going to add it to the others, but that's fine, because let's not go crazy. Do I want to go crazy? I should. I really should. It's not enough to introduce my cautious racer at level 1, because then when the player is level 20, Wait, it's the same creature. Let's try that first, and then I'll have to say in game. So, as I said, we had this. Then I reintroduce a cautious cliff racer at level 5. That's for my little cliff racer here. Then racer 3 is introduced at level 10. So you go to level 10. Racer 4 introduced at level 15. I mean, it's all mathematically, it's very clean and tidy. We'll see how that translates in the game. And racer 5 is introduced at level 20, if I'm not mistaken. Good. And that takes care of my basic cliff racers. Now the disease cliff racers, family. Family, it's like all a happy family. Now I've been thinking, obviously every time I work on a mod I go, oh, what about this, what about that? And I saw on the Morrowind modding history, which is right there. There was a particular, let me see if I can find it, a particular mod that I thought was pretty cool, cliff racer armor. I did think, oh, what if I added enough loot in the cliff racer that you could then create a cliff racer armor. And this one is actually can be used as a resource as long as you did credit, obviously. So I thought I could, introduce it. This is what the armor looks like. And then I thought I wouldn't want to wear it. And I don't think it has or maybe it has a female version. But it's kind of odd having the eyes of the cliff racer right there. So I decided to keep it simple and not add that one. But the one that I want, less aggressive cliff racer, no, that's the one. It adds nests all around Vardenfell, and I think that makes so much sense. I mean, there should be eggs, and so the nests are gonna have eggs and feathers and a bit of loot and bones. I just say it's cool. It's very cool. So I was considering of including that or doing my own version of that in my own mod, because I like it. And it adds loot as well, that I could, incorporate that. The only problem that I thought would appear is that with so many mods that modify the exterior, and they are still very popular, I mean, with new trees, and Solstheim has a whole new landscape overhaul, and which one is it? The Graceland as well, there's a couple. So me to add something, or even if I mean, here I don't have the credits and permission, but even assuming that Danae allows me to include his mod into mine, I worry it would create a lot of conflict. Things like Morrowind Rebirth that modify the landscape a lot, and I would sort of ruin it, so I put that on hold. But I still like it. It makes sense. Those cliff races, they have to rest at some point, I think. So, if you have strong ideas about that, do let me know. I would like to know. Right. Now, our disease cliff racers, we don't have a passive version of them. Once you kill all of them, they get exterminated. And yes, what I was thinking of doing though is this is for it's nice that I use those pretty clean names, numbers, but then I don't know which one is which, do I? Because I forgot. Creatures. Diseased. Yeah. The Corpus Cliff Racer. I think I should add a line in my code to say that once you've completed the main quest, basically, they should disappear straight away because it doesn't make sense otherwise. Like you kill Dagoth, you cure the land, except the cliff races. And in which case, I mean, do I want to remove the blighted creatures as well? But these should be removed as well. So they are my dis 3 creatures. We here. Which means I'm gonna have to go and have a look, tamper with the journal, and look at the main quest. Aptly name MQ. It's a Mages Guild, but that's not it. What is the main quest called? Oh, maybe it's Blades. That is not what I want. That looks like the main quest. Yes, that is the main quest. So, Nibani, Vivek, Mit, Vivek, Feld, Nerevarine. No, we don't want that. All Nerevarine, all alright. How am I gonna find? Let's save that. Also, if you have never... Okay, well, so good to know if I ever want to actually mod and add things to the world on Twitch, I'm gonna have to find out what's wrong, because I can't do it. Let's save that. And one way to find out what happens when you kill Dagoth or second of his name is to have a look at his script. Shield goes down. That's not it. If heart destroyed, if he's alive, infinite spells. What fool you are! I am. What? The journal is not triggered on death. Fine, 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 fine. No, too demanding. Let's try that. Now, if you don't know the main quest and you don't want spoilers, look away. Unless, you know, I just can't find it. Morrowind. West. West. We're getting there. Hlalu. Main quest. Close your eyes, everyone. Going straight to the end. Complete the main quest without even know. Should be this bit. There we go. Encounter the presence of the... So this is what I want. C3, destroy Dagoth. No, not journal. I could check it. Make sure I have the right one. D, C, 3. Close your eyes if you don't know. Yeah, the blight is gone. So I would have to remove blighted creatures as well. Yep. Okay, so script-wise, because we don't want to make any mistakes. Yeah, this is how I do it. There's no way. I mean, I should learn to try and memorize the command lines and everything. But yeah, and we want the diseased. So corpus cliff races should be gone with the main quest. So with one, the journal. Again, let's not make any mistakes. This is the journal entry that we want. If we get 50, I mean, I put superior or equal to 50. I don't think anyone. Actually, yes, I can think of a couple of mods that do things after you've completed the main quest, and maybe they add to the. So I put not just equal, just in case someone in a mod adds an entry for 51 where something happens after the end of the main quest. There. So if we have that, that happens. And all of this is true. And all of that is going to happen. So one way to get rid of the diseased cliff racers, the corpus one, is either to kill 30 of them or to complete the main quest. And we're going to do exactly the same thing for the blighted cliff racers. And there, number 4, and number 4. That's 4. That's 4. Have I missed one? Think not. And this is how you introduce mistakes, because you copy paste. Well, correction, because I copy paste and don't pay attention. But it's part of the fun. First test. The construction set is okay with me compiling it, but personally I prefer this test. Seems to be okay with it still. Copy. Right back. There. Alright, so let's go from the top. My basic cliff racers, they get removed and replaced at various levels by passive ones. The diseased one, these you'll just have to kill all of them because they are sick. These you either kill them or finish the main quest. Same thing for the blighted, 4% blighted. The tainted razorbeaks, you'll just have to kill them. That's the way it is. And the undead cliff racers, you'll just have to kill them as well. Alright, razorbeaks now. With the razorbeaks, we are going to want to replace them diseased. This. We remove the ones you have just driven to extinction. And instead we're going to put the cautious razorbeak. There. And I'm gonna get the level list to make sure I put them at the right level. Yes, the razorbeaks, because they're somewhat tougher, they only appear at level 4. So the first one, you go away at level 4. I mean, you appear at level 4. Good. My second type of razorbeak appears at level 7. the third type at level 10. And the fourth one at level 12. Fifth one at level 25. There, and that should be it. Yeah, there's something wrong with that. Okay, it's fine, I don't need it. Except I would have liked to show you the other type of swords, of dagger. So, there. Modified my... Basically, that's all I've done, isn't it? I just talk about what I've done before, and the only new thing that I've done is basically modified my script so that now, once you've killed enough of each type of cliff racer, it is removed from the level list and replaced by a passive variation. And I've introduced the fact that when you finish the main quest, the blighted and corpus cliff racers are going to be removed from the list. And I say save. Yay! Let's try one last time to drag the daggers in the window. I really would like to show you one. I think they're pretty. I mean, they're not like crazy fancy. There we go. So that's the poisonous one. That's the bloody one. I don't remember, this one is probably with shock damage with a color. I'll show you the enchantments as well, and a purple one. The enchantments, we've seen the first one, it damaged agility. The second one, it makes you tired, you're out of breath. This one destroys your weapons. Ah yeah, that's the acid one. Might be the green one, I don't remember. This one, paralyze and poison. Again, for a very, very short time. So it's not over the top. I really don't think it's over the top. But then, again, you need to play it. And that's the very, very best one. You have, I mean, I can show you the leveled items. With a lower level, you have 70% chance to get either an arrow, I mean, like, there. An arrow or two. With the highest type of racer, you have 65% chance to get the dagger, any of the enchanted dagger, and any of the enchanted arrows. Otherwise, I don't remember how I did it exactly. Let's have a look at the creatures. Say the razor beak, the strongest of the razor beaks, gets the meat 1, weapon 5, and plume 4. It was so tidy and clear in my head when I came up with those names. Still, it's a lot better. The first mods I was doing, I was just naming things, whatever came to mind. There was no system whatsoever to it. It was a complete mess. So, racer meat. Oh yes, that's also some extra loot I didn't tell you. The meat, I didn't want to create a new meat item because personally I don't like when I get ingredients and I get like 2 pieces of meat and I don't know what they do and I don't want to research them. So what I've done, I've looked at other mods that already add the meat. There's Morrowind crafting where you can have cliff racer meat, so you can drop some of that. Meaning if you have Morrowind crafting, well, you can get some meat. If not, it's just another ingredient. This is from Necessities of Morrowind. Again, it was already in there with the the model, the icons and everything. And this one is from Tamriel Rebuilt. Because I don't want to, have duplicate to create my own type of meat. What for? Which reminds me, I did see in the ingredients. Because I was considering adding, yeah, this was from another mod and I don't want to have extra types of meat. This is the one that I introduced. These are my plumes. Yes. Yes. Okay. That looks good. Now that I have that, the next step, compulsory step, is to fire up the enchanted editor and have a look at all the things that I managed to modify without even noticing. And that happens all the time. Cappuccino getting cold, and it's almost been an hour. I think that works. Okay, enchanted editor. I'm going to open. I want my racers. I still don't have a name for this mod. I mean, I don't want to say cliff racer overhaul because the overhaul is used so much, and sometimes it really is an overhaul and sometimes not. So I think I'm just gonna keep racers. I don't want to put Danae's racers. I don't want to put my name in there. And that was the description that I have at the beginning, because first when I came up with that idea, it was because Pokemon Go had just been out, and I mean, I saw that on Reddit, but I'm sure it's been in other social medias. There was that Cliff Racers Go, and I thought, oh, that's stupid. Who would want to go after cliff racers? They come after you, and they're all the same. There's nothing to collect. Hence, the idea to have different types of cliff racers. They would look different. They would fight differently. They would drop different things. That, while useful, are not completely over the top. So 2 dozens, actually it's just a dozen now. I reduced it. A dozen new cliff racers for your hunting, collecting pleasures go. Okay, we'll keep that for now. Okay, cells. Which cells have I modified? Seidenin, Bittercos, because I remember I did put a cliff racer to test my script. I told it that when one cliff racer was killed, they would all go instinct. So I was checking that. That worked, but I don't need it. Dot test is the one I just used to show you the cliff racers. I don't want to leave that. What did I do in here? Did I look for other cliff racers? Either way, I don't intend to add anything to the world. It's all added through the level list. Creatures, all of these are mine. And these other ones, they appear here because I've used them in my own leveled lists. Creature leveled, that's my own list, and it's the ones that I modified by adding something. Good, it's all good. These are the 5 enchantments, yes. Variables, unfortunately I had to use a number of variables to keep track of each cliff racer, to know when they're dead. As soon as they're all extinct and they've been removed from the list and the passive ones have been added, the script will stop running. So it doesn't use resources for nothing. Ingredients, that's the 3 plumes I've created, and the meat that comes from other mods. Level items, the meat. I didn't show you, but I had 2 types of meat. There's the... Why do I have 2 types of meat? I think because I was thinking of having the... Let's check. I closed it. Well done, me. I was thinking of having healthy meat and unhealthy meat. This one, I promise you I'll work on it at some point. The problem with working on Pegasus Estate, to do anything with it, first I have to play the mod. Sure, I know where everything is, I have my testing barrels, so it's reasonably fast, but it still takes me 2 hours to build the estate and recruit everyone, with everything right here at my disposal. I have no idea how long it takes to actually play the game without, having tons of money and all sorts of things. So just the play testing, that's 2 hours, and I've done that, I don't know how many times I've done it, too many times to count, which also means that I don't even read anymore, and at first I would see some typos and fix them, and now I just don't see it. And I also know what is the best order to do things. You can build the rooms in any order you want, but I always use the same. So if there's a problem with the journal entries that doing one thing before the other is going to break the quest, I don't really know. I try to mix the orders in which I do that, but right now I'm at the point where I need to finish the main quest of the mod with the whole story of Feyin and coming to an end. And to do that, I need to build the estate. I need to have everyone. I need to have played for a certain time for the journal to trigger a new entry. Takes forever, and then there's the bug testing, which can take a couple of hours. Fortunately, it's not, with the camera on and while streaming, so I don't talk as much, so I'm a little more productive. And then rinse and repeat, go back in game, test the new things, look for the bugs, da 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 da. That's a day. It's just a day to do anything. And I don't have whole days at this point, but I will. I want to finish it. I started this mod. When did I start on this version of the mod? I think it was 2010. So 6 years in the making. Better be good. It better be good after 6 years. Yeah, it should be. It will be. I mean, I've put everything that I wanted in there. No, it's not true. So I had to stop myself. I was like, oh, what about this and that and that? And some of the features I added, and now I've come to a point where I say, enough, enough, that's it. Just clean what you have, make sure it works, release it, and then in a few years come back to it, maybe. Ah, jeez. Anyhow, where was I? Races, and I'm trying to load it. Talk about getting distracted. Oh, hello! You've come really towards the end of the stream. I'm just cleaning things up. And right now I'm checking. Well, that's what I started to do 5 minutes ago. Before I went on going blah 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 blah. Leveled item, and I want to check the different types of meat. Oh yes, I do have 2 lists, and this one is for the diseased races. Good. Good, good, good. We're happy with that. We keep it. Thank you. No need to save. So here I'm happy with the 2 lists. This is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Non-player characters. What? How? How does the mod think that I'm modifying basically every NPC in the game? I have no idea. Anyway, I'm not doing anything with those. Jeez, no. How can I do that? Okay, so not doing anything to them. Script, it's mine. It actually is a startup script. Good. Spells, they are all mine. Immune to paralysis, I have given it to one cliff racer, so that's fine. Weapons, all mine. Ball mode, arrow. I did not modify that. It is true that I opened it to look at the stats, so my arrow would be on par with it, but I have not modified that, so I'm cleaning that. Deleting everything. Oh well, indeed. However, I have to say I kind of enjoy thinking out loud when modding. It's not very efficient, not very productive, but I think I might do that again. Also to mod more regularly. We're going to save as just in case. Races clean. So that is mostly clean. Then I want to, what do I want to do? This is what I want to do. Yeah, sure, do it. So I want to go to D. I really have to do a shortcut thing for that. I actually have one in here. For the mods that I clean a lot, I have created those shortcuts, but I don't have one for my cliff races just yet. TS3 command clean, and I call the mod racers clean. Hope I remember that properly. ESP clean that. Right. There was just a duplicate record that was left that I didn't see in Morrowind Enchanted. So there I have it. I now have the mod updated, the scripts are updated. I'm looking for it right now. Clean. Races clean. If you didn't know, that's clean. So what I'm gonna do now is pack this and let the guys know. I just play my music on my food bar. Go away. Oh, damn it. Yeah, that's not that far away. On my food bar while I play. Okay, thanks for that. The thing is, I know there's a way to add music to the stream. Like normally when I play a game, I just play the game and there's the music in the background. So anyway, I'm gonna pack this up, put it on Discord, probably update my whip. It's not there anymore. My whip thread in on the forums. So hopefully some people are going to try the mod, tell me what they think, and then I will make some extra changes. Topics. Yeah, this is the one. This is my up. This is the whip thread. I'll have to post the changes I've made, put the zip there, and who knows, in a week or two I might have the mod out. Well, that's the plan. And look at that, an hour exactly. Good, I'm quite happy with that hour. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Thank you for, even putting things in the chat. It gets lonely after a while. And I'll see you next week. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be modding again or if I will go back to playing the Elder Scrolls Legends. Thing is, yeah, that's all the mods I have installed. Not installed. On the computer. I don't have all of them enabled. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't want to see myself. There we go. That's better. The thing with the Elder Scrolls Legend is I play it only once a week for an hour, so I don't really get better at it because I don't play it. Simple as that. So I don't think it's very interesting. That simple. I'm not excellent. It's not a tutorial or anything. So I'll see. I enjoy playing the game naturally, but we'll see. So that's it for today. Thank you for stopping by and see you next week. We'll see what's gonna happen then. Bye everyone.